Yes, we're back again. It's Abs, it's
Hi.
Ash. How are we both doing today? Oh, you feeling good?
I am feeling good. I'm a little nervous because you guys are creating like creative geniuses, and I followed both your work before we even like linked up. So I feel like the understudy here. So I'm excited.
Yeah, but you like your culture, you like your food, you like your football, you like your sports, you like music. Like this is what Culture Club's all
Yeah,
about.
true.
But Abs, creative genius. He's just called you a creative genius. Will you take that one?
I mean, I'll take it, but I don't think so.
Humble. We like humble. I'm very humble, aren't I? Like I don't like the spotlight. I'm very quiet. I'm not very outspoken.
Yeah.
I'm a very humble person, I promise. But Culture Club, everybody, thank you for tuning in. This is going to come to you every single week, same time on a Thursday. And what we want to do, we want to shine a light on what makes Liverpool Liverpool. Not just the football club, but everything in the wider society around Liverpool, the multi-ethnic, multicultural, and the values that make Liverpool and Liverpool Football Club what they are. Oh, if I had to go to you first before we start the show, what would you say? And I know you're not from Liverpool, but what would you say makes Liverpool Football Club the best in terms of values and the community kind of vibe that it creates?
I think it's the first part of this. I think it's the culture. I think it's like it gives me a like for the people, by the people type of energy. I feel culture wise, like you can't go walk into Liverpool and not think, wow, like it's got so much history. And we think about coming in through the sea, people coming in that way and stuff like that. I just feel like culture wise, it's crazy, man. It's growing, especially like music and art and everything. It's just always, well, to be fair, it's always been there, and it's like it's almost recreating like the new generation in terms of like new artists and looking back at some of the legends and icons we have. So it's amazing.
We talk about legends, icons. I've pinned some like I thought I'd go with the Polaroid look. So in these Polaroid photos you got scattered around, just looking at these Abs, it kind of brings nostalgia, doesn't it? And it makes you realise like what a cultural city Liverpool is. If I had to ask you what is like the heartbeat of Liverpool, what would you say? Is it music? Is it sport? What would you go with?
It's football, music, and art. I think like the city loves a good mural, but then our footy players, or of like the Beatles, the city's covered in art of the people that we love, in like
Yeah.
music and football and stuff like that. Like that's how we express ourselves, I think, and like dedication to football clubs. We love our music. Like I can see like the caverns on there. And then, which is funny because I've actually never been in the Cavern Club. How bad's that? We'll
That
all
is
have to
bad.
go and
I can't believe you've just that. We'll have to do something in the Cavern Club.
we
We'll have to
will.
do it. I have been, but only when I was little, so I can't kind of remember. So I do want to get back in there.
Yeah, I literally have never been. How bad's that? I feel like a bit fake. We'll have to go. We'll do something in the cavern.
We will have to. Oh, should she be ashamed for not even going, like for living so close and not going in? That's
No,
dropping the ball, that
no,
isn't it?
because that's how
What
it is
do we go?
when you're close. Do you know why? Like me being in London, like some of the touristy stuff that people want to do, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, I don't want to go. I don't want to. But it's like you just walk in and you just surrounded by culture, but you kind of don't. Not say you don't value it, but it's just there. It's on your doorstep, so it's not. You don't see it as an important because you just
Yeah.
walk past the culture every day. So
Hmm.
Abs, being from Liverpool and being around the culture every day, do you take it for granted, or is it Liverpool because it's full of it? It's rich in history. It's everywhere you turn. Can you not avoid it? Does it play a part in your daily life?
I think when I was younger, like I didn't appreciate it enough. I was just like, oh yeah, going to town, like we'll walk down the docks, sort of thing. Not like
Yeah,
appreciating the architecture or anything. Do you know what I mean? Just being like, yeah, this is home. But now I'm older, like I appreciate it all a bit more. Especially my dad's like into like house building, like that's what he does, and he always like points out architecture. And when I was little, I used to just be like, what are you on about?
yeah.
And now I'm like, oh yeah, I never noticed that. All stuff like that, like. It's a beautiful city, especially the docks and stuff like that. I just didn't appreciate it when I was younger, but I definitely do now.
The docks is a beautiful place. Oh, have you
Mm.
ever visited? I know you've been to a few football matches, but have you ever spent time in the city? Have you visited anywhere that's kind of iconic?
Yeah, I mean, I've done like a little tour and stuff like that because I had some friends that went to the university. But again, so I really went there to, other than watching games and going to the dots,
You
and
went to
walking
get
around.
drunk. Yeah, that's what you went to do.
I
innit?
basically
You
going
went
for
to
a
get
piss
drunk.
up. Yeah, so yeah. I took it. I took in the culture. Obviously been a Liverpool fan as well from young, so I was able to say, oh, this and that. But 9 out of 10 times I've been Liverpool, I've been pissed. So
we'll not talk about that with Abs because we know what she's like. She's always partying, always going out to these different. Look how ashamed she is now. She's like, oh no.
I don't know. Worst first impression, being hungover for like the first show.
First impressions were being hungover, selling herself and her soul to the devil for the artwork and Man United. I tell you what, slagging Everton off. That's all she did on the first show.
My auntie brought that up to me yesterday, you know. She's an Evertonian. She listened to it and she was like, I was expecting you to say something nice and be like, oh, well, me auntie's an Evertonian season ticket holder, but you never. I was like, oh, I will.
Forget about them. Like, we don't give any niceties to Everton fans, not a chance. Nope. Do you think, Cabs, that the Liverpool players, the foreign players that come into the city, because we know the Liverpool players like Trent, Curtis, they understand what it's all about. But do you think that the foreign players coming in like Mo Salah, Van Dijk, do you think they kind of understand what it means to be a Liverpool player, to be a Liverpool fan, and how important it is within the community?
I think that's why a lot of the older players and past players still talk about the club now and still call themselves Liverpool fans, you know, stuff like that, because you just fall in love with the city. And I think you can see that in a lot of the players. And with like the parade, the way Klopp said, it was like best fans in the world, like no other city would you see this, stuff like that. I think it really makes them appreciate it and fall in love with it just that little bit deeper.
I agree with that. Oh, would you say that we're going to talk a little bit about Klopp in a while, but would you say that Klopp helps towards doing this? Because when you look at times when, say, Brendan Rodgers was there, or Rafa did it a little bit, but they don't kind of embrace and hone in on that 12th man. Those fans in that stadium, they are everything. And Klopp's kind of come in, like Shankly did. He's embraced that, hasn't he? Embraced the culture, going to the bars, going to the pubs in the city. Is that what you want to see from a Liverpool manager if you're a Liverpool fan?
Yeah, I don't want to see him in the pub getting hammered every weekend or after games. But yeah, I definitely feel like you've got to kind of like, you can't just come here. It's a culture, isn't it? Like, I feel like when you think about back in the day, was everybody wanted to come to London and that's the best place. That's the main place to go and whatnot. And you can see it changing now, where people are actually saying, well, hang on, Liverpool's so rich in culture, but the difference between a Klopp and a Brendan Rodgers, is I think it's also because German culture is very much like that as well. I think they're very much like, you know, they are very cultured as well in what they do. So they, you know, they have like their Oktoberfest and stuff. So they're very much involved in that as well. That you see with Bayern Munich and stuff like that. So I feel like Klopp was just fit like a glove. Like, I feel it embodied like the culture.
Did you
and what
say
it means.
Bayern Munich? Is that what you said? Bayern Munich. Have you heard of them before, Abs? Bayern Munich.
I thought that for a minute. He said it, and I was like, "Oh God, have I been saying it wrong for you?"
No. I'm the worst. Don't, like, I'm just unapologetically gonna say stuff like that wrong. So just get ready for all that. But yes, I did say that. I stand by it. But I thought he was going to hold me up if I said fits like a hand in a glove, maybe like an OJ something, but he didn't even go that direction. But no, you have to. I feel like it's rich in culture. So Klopp's the perfect person because he's just, you know, you want to see that. You want to see them go there and take in the culture and be part of it. And that's what makes the Liverpool fans love him even more, because you're just part of the furniture, isn't it?
Part of the furniture, I do agree. Speaking of furniture, people, I don't know how I can plug this, but people might like artwork, and that's part of the furniture. And every week, what we do a little section. We've got a few sections every week to do. What we want to do is focus on the music, focus on the art, focus on the culture of Liverpool. And we're going to start with a little section that we like to call Commission That. Bam, bam, bam. I need these sound effects like so bad. Let me just do that one again. I like this. Commission That. Okay, so we've got Commission That. Now, what we're going to do, you like it, every week, because obviously Abs is talented, I'm talented, and always here. So what we're going to do...
I have the eye. I have the eye.
O's got the eye. I'm not gonna lie. O as the. Do you know what O does? And he used to do all the time. He's a creative genius because he's got the ideas. He used to send me the ideas all the time, and then I would design them. So he's kind of a creative director. Do you like that one, O? Creative director.
I do, but I thought you said used to. Like, say I'm.
He still does as well. Yeah, no, he still does. Like the ideas for the shows and things. O's. Oh, sorry, that's
You're not selling it to me. You're not selling it right now.
Always one of the brains behind the organisation, but he does like to claim my artwork for his own. When we go meeting respective people at Liverpool Football Club, he likes to pretend he's the designer. But you know what? We're a team here.
We're a team
here at Klopp Zone. So every week we're going to choose one artist each, or a piece of art that we want to celebrate, that we want to show the fans, and we want to kind of. We know what it's like as an artist, don't we? When it's hard to get your name out there, it's hard to get those commissions in, it's hard to kind of make yourself known in such a saturated market, because Liverpool Football Club, everybody wants to do Liverpool Football Club. So this is a chance, isn't it, for us to kind of give a little bit back to the art world and celebrate some artists.
Yeah, there's so many talented artists, especially from Liverpool at the minute. All the work that's being produced online is so but none of us see it as competition. Like I'm in like group chats with other Liverpool artists and stuff, and it's so nice to like big each other up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, I like this segment.
So let's ask a question from the outside, because I don't design. I've always felt that, you know, I've seen like there's so much different artists that work with Liverpool or do stuff, and I've always looked, and this is where it goes back to why, like, before we even like linked up, I've like followed your work, Abby. I followed yours as well, Ash, before, like, and you guys are trying to change my mind, because I did think it was a little bit of a Royal Rumble, but then I started like meeting like yourself, Ash, Emily, like people like that, and I was like, actually, you guys are really a tight knit community. Like, you guys really support one another. But I haven't met some that's kind of been like on the other side, because I like to show love to like pieces, but I've had some artists that's like on the other side, but it's only been like one to like the 4 or 5 that I've seen that's just like, you guys are tight.
You do get that. I think it's what's nice about working with Abs now is it's a different kind of style. So Abs is your like natural art. She's with the paint, she's got the canvases out. I'm digital, I'll do the Photoshop stuff. I love everything. I love to see different styles, and I think it's the same with podcasting. Everybody should support everybody. Everybody should celebrate what everybody else is doing. But there are instances, I'm not going to lie, where I've reached out before and tried to collaborate, or, you know, trying to celebrate Liverpool, and it's kind of I think people are just protective over what they do, and because they've worked so hard over the years to learn things, they don't just want to give that knowledge away for free. But do you know what? I'm a free open book. I'm happy to share knowledge with anybody.
I have one more question, and I'm going to direct this to Abby then. Yeah. So, do you think it's more because, like I said, I've named 3 artists off the top, but you're all so different and so like unique in what you're. Oh, like you're in your like. I always saw art as very like, this is art, but you guys all do different, like you said, digital, or not. So is that? Do you think if you guys were all doing like digital, all doing like but I couldn't say that, because I think you guys' personalities are very like open and loving. But
I don't know, because there's like Claire's Customs, and then Emily, they do like paintings, like physical paintings, and we all still support each other. Like, we all message each other. Like, Emily's like moves over here now, so we were talking about like all meeting up soon and stuff like that. Like, we were saying, like, cause we're all self-employed, let's do like a Christmas or end of the season like thing. You know what I mean? We still haven't like done it yet, but you know,
not bad for these people who can just go and have drinks in the day and stuff. But I agree with you. I looked at O, then like, no, O doesn't go for drinks in the day because he doesn't even wake up early enough in the day to go out for drinks.
It's true. It's so
I agree with what you're saying, Abs. Yeah. It's one of those where people are protective, but at the same time, you want to create a community and share ideas and get things out there. Like I've said with you, I want to collaborate with you in some way. Maybe if we both look at doing the fine art, but in a digital way, because I love doing illustrations, you like doing the fine art. So we've spoken, haven't we, about getting
Yeah.
it down on digital paper or recreating each other's things. But that's what I think, exploring, that's what art's about, being creative, exploring, trying new things. But some people, they like staying on that, the narrow road, or, the yellow brick road.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not Dorothy, bro. I can't do that Dorothy thing. I see those woods, and I'm a bit like Red Riding Hood. I'm like, I shouldn't go in those woods, but you know what? I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to make friends with the wolf.
Exactly. And I'm just going to say one last thing, because I love, like, you guys know I've been supporting your work for a while. So this is like, I'm a fanboy as well as I am like a podcaster. So another thing I'm going to say is, like, Ash, like, Ash is my witness here. I always message Ash and go, Ash, like, Emily, yourself, Abby, and I can't remember who the other one was. I messaged Ash, I was like, Ash, you guys need to work together. You guys need to work. Like, these are the people you need to work. Like, I feel like you three could be could create so much magic here. It's crazy.
It's Avengers.
And you all three need to just
Avengers.
Link up and get a painting. I don't know how it works. Do you guys need a blank canvas? Do you need a laptop?
We don't know that would work yet. We don't know how that would work yet, but we definitely have. We've spoken about it. I've sent out about 5 million voice notes, and she's probably like, oh, not again.
No.
Not him again.
Him again. It is something that we want to do. We want to see if we can work alongside the club as well to do things. I know Abs, you featured in the match day program, by the way.
Thanks, guys.
How did that feel? How did that feel, seeing your artwork there? Your picture was in it as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. I went to the game, but I was struggling to get tickets for the match, and my dad's like, we have to find them. You can't be in the program and not go to the match. And I was like, oh. And then when we went to the game, he was like dead proud, but it was like, I was like, stop it, Dad. He was like getting it up, going, so this is you. I was like,
this is my daughter.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you're embarrassing me.
We need to get your dad on one of these shows, because I know the way you speak about him, he must be value for money. Lifelong Red as well. I like the kind of old school Reds too. We need to. What's his name?
Rob.
We've got to get Rob on. We could sit together there and team up. Do you know what I mean? Sit in that top corner. And
He's
team
probably
up.
watching this. He's probably watching this now, going, "Oh, come on now!"
Come on now. Send me the link. I love it. But let's get to commission that. Otherwise, we love talking on these shows. It's just going to go on forever. So let's go to commission that. I'm going to start with. Let's start with you, Abs, because you've chosen this week, John Charles. Tell us a little bit about this piece that you've chosen.
He's done it as like a charity piece with Carragher's Foundation, the 23 Foundation, and he's actually raised, I think it was like 1,170 something quid for that charity, and I just think that's like unbelievable. And the piece itself is actually so good as well. I love the details of the gold that he puts into all of his pieces. Like, he must be made up, like, taking it to Carragher for Carragher to see and all that. But yeah, I just thought that was like the best piece of the week.
Is that the dream? Because I've seen. Did you do one for Lallana?
I did it. Basically, Lallana's mate messaged me saying he wanted to get him like a going away present, and I was like, yeah, of course. But this was like when I sound like Gerard then. When it first started, yeah, of course. And then I started it, but that was like quite early into me doing commission, so I was made up with it. And then like I did a piece of like Gerard and Carragher a while ago, and he's got like a soccer school as well, like in like Bootle, and they took the piece and like Carragher signed it and took a picture with it, and I was made up. But that was so long ago now. I think that was like over a year ago. But yeah, so I bet you John's made up to have his piece with Carragher.
Do you know what? I'm just gonna say, I'm not bragging. I don't boast, but I want to big up the Carragher Foundation, because obviously I've commissioned a piece for them as well in the past. It was a Jordan Henderson one when we won the title, and they sold 100 exclusive pieces to raise for charity, and it was just a nice experience to, first of all, for Jordan Henderson to receive it. That was just so nice. Second of all, then the foundation to actually value that piece so much, because the artwork that they have, it's such good artwork, and like you say, they're trying to raise money, so they're only going to have the best stuff. So it's a compliment, and it reassures you, doesn't it? Because there's days when you do art and you do something you like, that's a bit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I want to give up. I'm not good at this. But then all of a sudden, somebody comes to you and it's someone that you've wanted to work with, and it kind of makes you think, actually, I must be decent at this. It's flattering, isn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes I can feel like oh, this isn't going well. You know, if there's like a piece that's been doing me head in, and I'm like, oh, like I need to put it down and walk away, and then I start thinking like, oh, like will I actually be able to like keep doing this full time? And then the next week, after you've been stressing about it, you'll get like a few commissions in that you're dead proud of. Do you know what I mean? And then you start to feel a lot better about it then. I blow hot and cold with it all the time, but I actually love doing it. It's just the stress of people maybe not liking it. It's like pressure of commissioning something for someone and then them going, oh no, I don't like it.
It's hard for you though, because if someone doesn't like it, you can't go back and delete one layer of it. And like with me, I can go back, I can take the color overlay off it, I can take a layer off it, I can change it, but you can't because it's physical paint. Have you ever had an instance where you've started all over again?
I've started all over again. I remember I'd painted like a family portrait, and then they were saying that like one kid was off, like it weren't right. So then I like sanded it off, basically, like the one person, but I wanted to keep the other people on it. And then I was like,
they were good.
And then in the end, I was just like, I'm doing it again. And then I think I started it again and did all of it. Did I start it again? I definitely took them off in some way and then redid it all over again. But it's that moment when you get like the message of like, oh yeah, it's great, but can you? And you're like, oh.
So you're just waiting for the but in it when they say it. You have to say it.
Yeah.
But I have a question for both of you though.
Go on.
Because one, there might be someone on here that doesn't understand when you guys say commission pieces. Yeah. So maybe explain what that is to people that don't know. Because when you first said it, I remember Ash said it to me a long time ago, and Abby said it in the group, and I was like, I had to just work. I worked out. I know it's not even that
complicated, really, is it?
It's not that complicated. I know, but some people might think, oh, what do they mean when they say commission? So when I was like, oh yeah, this means this, but. And then I have another question. So I don't know who wants to answer that first.
To me, it's just like someone goes, oh, I have this idea or I want this painting. Like, can I commission you? Can I get you to do that in it, like as like a job?
It's basically it's like niche work. It's like bespoke work. With your prints, you sell your prints, and that's just sales through prints or whatever you've done. Or if you've done a piece of art before and you like it and then you want to sell it, that's just selling it on. But commission is like somebody comes to you, approaches you and has something that they specifically want, then they commission you for it, and then you can go, right, that's £10,000. Thank you very much. Honestly, my prices, by the way, my prices are good. Competitive rates, come over here. Go to Abs as well, because why do I point the wrong way? There we go. What the heck am I doing? Go to Abs because her artwork is perfect. So get some commission work. Buy the prints as well. In fact, buy prints because it's easier for us. Just buy the prints because we don't need to do anything. You know, it is what it is. Oh, have you got another question? Did you
yes, say? I do. I'm going to have loads of questions for you guys across the whole course of like these shows. So my next question is, so you guys design something, say Carragher sees it or Gerard or someone sees it. You're like, oh my God, it's amazing. And he wants to, you meet him and he sees it now. And do you guys sometimes feel a type of way? I know this one's a charity, but say you guys design something like this and they see it. Do you prefer them just to sign it and keep it, or is it kind of like would you prefer them to sign it and you keep it so you can put it on your wall, or do you feel some type of way when they're like, oh, can I keep it? Because I saw the McGregor one, and the guy was like, he wanted McGregor just to sign it, but McGregor wanted to keep it, so he signed it and he kept it, and he was like, yeah, just keep it, but that's not really what he wanted. So do you guys feel like, I kind of want you just to sign it and I can hang it up rather than you hold it? But
I like the idea of, oh, they want me artwork, that sort of thing. That feeling's dead nice. But then, like I was talking about my dad before, my dad goes, oh yeah, is he signing it? And then we can put that up in here. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to take it home because my dad wants it most of the time.
Do you know what?
I don't like having my own work up on the wall a lot of the time. Like, I feel like it looks not self-centered, but you know what I mean? Sometimes I'm like, oh, don't fill the whole house with my stuff. But then my mum and dad, like, they want it up. Do you know what I mean? So, like, when... Like, I've got the Carragher one upstairs. My dad was literally like, bring it home. Do you know what I mean? Like, he loves stuff like that, like little like collectible bits that are signed anyway. So Yeah,
It is
I'd
mad.
take it in.
I'll give you an instance of one, right? I remember when I first started designing, I did this Henderson piece and I just did it to post on Instagram. Anyway, I got a message pop up and it said like, I'll not say the username just so nobody goes over and bombards them, but this name popped up and it was like Henderson related. And I was like, what? Who's this? And it was like, I love what you've done for my son. And I was like, what? Who's this? So then I opened it and looked and I thought, nah, this is, do you know when you just don't believe it? And it's like too good to be true. I was like, nah, this is a Mickey take, whatever. It was like, I want this. Can I commission you to have this? Don't sell it to anybody else. I want this for Jordan, they said. And I was like, all right. So then I did a bit of research and then it turned out to be Jordan Henderson's dad. Anyway, I was that starstruck. I was like, do you know what? I'll send you like 12. I'll send you, what do you want? I'll send you anything. I didn't even play it cool whatsoever. So then I sent them all and I didn't keep one for myself. And I was like, oh, I kind of like that one. Like when they come and you see them, you're like, oh, they're nice. So then a few weeks later, I got a knock on the door, opened the door. There's this big tube. And I was like, I've not ordered anything. So then anyway, I opened this package and I pulled it out. It was my print, but in gold, signed on it. Jordan Henderson had signed on the print that I'd done. So I was like, get me a frame right. Like I don't put my artwork up like you, but I was like, that's going straight up. So I was like, get a frame. But in the package as well, there was like other photos of him, what he'd signed, posters, and there was his captain's armband, and he'd signed that. So I was like, it makes it worth it. But no, the more time goes on, you don't get as starstruck. It's just work, isn't it? At the end of the day, no.
Ash, did you smell the armband? Did you give it a little sniff?
I sniffed that for a week, bro.
I was like, I'd be like,
no, do you know what? I don't think it was a match worn one. It looked pretty clean. I wanted a bit of dirt on that. Do you know when you want a bit of dirt and you want to be like, yo,
no, you don't. I remember I got a signed shirt when I went. Shine, was it shirt? I know it's an armband. I got a signed shirt, but it was a worn shirt. And when I opened to change the framing, that I didn't smell too.
No way.
So no, I've had a couple of sides. They sweat on that pitch.
Yeah, they do sweat on that pitch. And the older kits as well, they were some heavy kits. But what I will say, when we share people's artwork on this page, we will put the link in the description in the video. So please go to the link so you can go to these people's pages. You can buy their artwork. You can follow them. You can celebrate them. The link will be in the description once we post the show up after the show. But this piece is great. This is a great piece. What would you rate it out of 10, Abs? 10. You've got to be brutal as well. Stuff. You just can't be like 10 for everything. You can't go
I will. I love John's work. John's work's literally one of my favourites out there. Like I love the gold that he puts into his pieces, and just the way he uses like a palette knife and stuff to do the paint. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I bought like a pack of palette knives and was like that, and I was like scraping the paint off. I was like, oh, this isn't working.
Just say Picasso.
Yeah, no, literally, like the way he paints is like I can't do it basically. So I want to say 10, but if you want me to,
you can. It's the first show, so you can go. But that's the standard now. If anything comes better than it, I want you to go back and backtrack and go. Do you know what? I'm changing my John Charles rating. But like I will say, I didn't know. Like John Charles is such a well-known artist. I didn't even follow him before you said. Ab sent me the link. I wasn't following him. Now I am. And his artwork, when I was looking through, wow, it's fantastic. Unbelievable. But, what would you rate it?
I'm going to be the Simon Cowell of this show, by the way.
Oh, here we go.
I feel like he's wearing a pink now, again. No, it's cold. It's cold, man. It's cold. It's cold. Like, it's dope. I can't give anything a 10 because there's always room for improvement. I don't know what the improvement is, but I'm going to give it a 9.9.
9.9, okay. I thought it was being Simon Cowell. That's not Simon Cowell. You're Sharon Osbourne. That's who you are. Right, let's go on to O's choice of this week. Commission that O has gone with Dreadfully Drawn. Oh, explain.
I went for something different this time. I felt like not a huge following, a big enough following to kind of like the work to be seen. I like looking at I wouldn't say underrated, but like people just not on everyone's radar. You guys probably did him on your radar as well, because I don't know. You guys are definitely like, you know what I mean? I like to think I've got the eye. But I like it. I think it's fun. It's playful. It's especially when we look at like, I think it could be so much more as well. It could turn them into books. It could turn them into, stuff like that. I feel like, just even if it's photo books, it gives me like old school vibe. It makes me feel young. It gives me that type of energy. I genuinely like it. And what a name, Dreadfully Drawn. Like I think it's very creative.
Do you know what though? I've tried this and it's harder than you think. You're looking at this and you think, oh, it's dreadfully drawn, but to do it so in a way where it looks dreadfully drawn, but you know exactly who the person
can tell who it is. Yeah.
It's so difficult to do with the plain backgrounds. It's just minimalist. I love this kind of stuff. It's so much harder than it looks. This is what
tells the story as well.
Yeah, Abs, is this the kind of thing you want to move into, like the digital kind of? I know you're more fine art, but do you want to explore illustration and digital stuff?
I bought an iPad and an Apple Pen, and I've literally used it for YouTube in the office set up. It's so bad. I started drawing on Procreate. It's harder, like honestly, it's harder than like physical work. Like I genuinely believe that the digital stuff's more difficult. I think I might get one of those screen protectors that feels like paper. They do them on Amazon. I feel like I'll be all right then. But the smoothness of the iPad,
it's so difficult, isn't it?
I started trying to I was like, oh my god, like it's so difficult when you think about it. Like with the digital work, I was like, oh yeah, I'll get my iPad, I can lie in bed and work then, because I'm not gonna paint in bed. And I was like, I can sit there with my shows on and do some little bits. No, tried this for a week. I'm literally awful. Like
it's
I
so
can't do it. I'll have to go to lessons.
Yeah, that's it. I learned to design through YouTube. Like YouTube's amazing. Like there's so many different things, especially in terms of the digital art. But to illustrate, I feel like you've got to be like a natural artist, but you've got to also kind of adapt yourself to, like you said, it's not paper, it's a smooth screen, and it's the pressure you apply. Like you can do pressure so it goes thin, goes thick. There's so many different textures you can use. It's unbelievable. Like the next one I'm going to show you, it's like one of my favorite peoples. It's one of my favorite, but this I love. Dreadfully Drawn, I really do love. I've even spoken to them to see if they would be interested in working with Klopp Zone, but it didn't go brilliantly. But I'm going to try again. Oh, what would you rate this out of 10?
I feel like of everything you've said, you guys said as well, and I feel it being a lot harder than it looks. It's not like drawing stickmen, is it? So plus I feel like in these images, even the Minamino one, it kind of tells a story without actually much. So I'm gonna give it an 8.
Hey, I like that. Abs, what you going with?
I'll go for a 9. I'll go for a 9, just because I like the simple background and stuff. Otherwise, if it had like the detail of the crowd in it or something, I'd give it a 10.
Yeah, that would.
But I do like the minimalistness of it as well. Do you know what I mean? At the same time,
is that a new word you've just made? No, the minimalistness.
Minimalistness. Yeah,
I like that one.
New word. So
you know what I mean.
Just me left now to drop the ball on these words. I'm reading a poem in a minute, so I'm not even saying anything. I'm not saying
in a Scouse accent.
Oh my goodness! Do you know what? My mouth's a little bit dry. I have no water. I'm panicking a little bit. So, we're moving on to my last piece. This person, when I was starting designing, I reached out to them because I saw one of their pieces on Sky Sports, and they were so warm and welcoming, giving me so much advice, wanting to collaborate. A massive Red fan, and it's Zem Clark. Zem is unreal at what she does. I just love like digital art again, but it is that kind of comic book look. It's the you can't really see from here, but the textures of the shading, where the highlights are and where the shading is, it's the texture brushes, the half tone brushes. Oh, it's just I love stuff like this. Vector art for me, that's what I am jealous of because I cannot do it. Even though you think these avatars that we do, that's vector art, but it's nothing on the level of what Zem does, and such an amazing person. Do you like stuff like this, Abs? Would you prefer the Jota piece, or do you prefer the Jota piece or the Sadio piece?
I've never seen Zem's work before. I thought I'd like found most people on Twitter or Instagram, but I've never seen this work before. I really, really like it. I like the I'm pointing the wrong way because I like the Mane stuff. Mane. I like that sort of thing. I love like the shadows on the face, and it just gives it a bit of a 3D look. Although the Jota stuff's amazing as well. I quite like the way there's like 5 different things and then like a central point.
Honestly, when you go on her page, I chose these two just because they're Liverpool, but there's other work on there that kind of just makes this work look less. Even though this work's amazing, it makes this look amateur because she'll combine a real image with the cartoon and the vector stuff as well.
Oh, wow.
Or if anyone's not following Zem, just get over and follow Zem. I've not even let her know that she's being a feature on the show today, so hopefully she'll be buzzing about it. But I know you've spoken to Zem before, haven't you? Or you follow Zem. Some of the artwork on there, it's just another level, isn't it? It's so original.
Yeah. Do you know what's crazy? I saw her work, and I just reposted. I didn't know who it was or anything. I reposted. And I was like, "This is cold," and she was like, "Oh, thank you." And I was just like, you're like crazy. So I started talking. I was just like, and I looked at the work, and she actually does a lot of stuff for like Sky, all these things, but. I don't think she gets the recognition. Like, I don't think people actually understand how much work she's actually done, especially for in terms of the women's football and stuff like that as well. But yeah, her work is crazy, like crazy. And she's still got that humbleness about her, like, kind of like she still gives me like new designer vibes, even though she's like experiencing the game. So I really love that. Like, it's humble.
Like I was asking, I remember speaking to her and I was like, do you know what? It'd be interesting to pick your brain because I love what you're doing. I want to get into this kind of field, get a few clients on board. Have you got some advice? She was like, yeah. Just give me a little bit. I'll message you over. I'll message you some advice. And you know when you think, oh my, I'm going to get the secrets of the trade. I'm going to get like the inside knowledge. As soon as I get this, I'm going to. And basically it was like, you've just got to work hard and just keep posting stuff and keep designing. And it was like, actually, it is that simple. And that's the advice that I would still give now. It's so difficult because you can't physically reach out to a Sky Sports or to a Puma or to an Adidas. You've got to just make a portfolio and kind of showcase your work. And that's what she said to me. And then I started to do that with Wild and Creative. And it kind of works. What do you find? It's different with fine art, Ab, that do you think Twitter, because you've got a great following on Twitter, has that helped massively rather than having a website? Or I know you've got an online store, but is Twitter kind of the main place where people will see your stuff and then message you?
Yeah, Twitter definitely. Like I just did like a little painting a clock for my dad and put a picture of it on like 2 years ago, and then it just started to get like comments, and then someone asked if they could buy it, and I went yeah, and my dad was like, that was for me. But I and then from there I just started doing Liverpool stuff, and then it's crazy on there. Like it just builds up. Like you don't realize that is the platform that I use. I'm trying to get into Instagram a bit more because I feel like it's like photos, it's artwork, it's stuff like that. Like Instagram is solely for that purpose. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's more difficult to like get it out there because you're trying to like get yourself on people's pages and stuff. You know, like I don't know what the page is called.
The Discover or whatever
the feed, like the Discovery page. Like trying to get it on there. I think I got like one seller piece or something. So Twitter's definitely like my main thing. People will DM me or whatever.
I obviously saw your opinions on Twitter, and that's why I wanted you to come on the shows, because you were very vocal about Liverpool. But what I found with Twitter, yes, it's a platform to kind of speak for yourself, like voice your opinion, freedom of speech and all this. But the artwork that you put on there, I find it does better than when I'm just resharing news or putting news out there. I feel like the artwork does better sometimes on Twitter than it does on Instagram. And it's kind of, it's hard to gauge. It's very hard to gauge. Whereas Instagram, you're just putting images on, just bombard it with images.
Yeah.
Have you found it easier on Twitter with your artwork than Instagram?
Well, because I started out by posting on
Yeah.
Twitter first, then Instagram, I just sort of like fell into it with Twitter,
Same
where
here,
like
yeah.
I was already tweeting about Liverpool and about the football and all that, and like I had like 100 followers or something. Like it was just girls and lads from school who were probably going, "Shut up, Abigail," do you know what I mean? When I was like tweeting about it, and then once I started posting my artwork, like tweets that I put out anyway about like the footy just started to get like attention. Do you know what I mean? But it's on Instagram. It's like literally picture. Sometimes I won't even read the captions on some people's Instagram posts. Like I'll just look at the photo. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like with my artwork, Twitter sort of people read what you're writing about it as well, and like I'll write about it or like what moment it was or whatever. But yeah,
it's crazy that, isn't it? Because Instagram's made to be this visual, instant photos, like this glorified kind of thing. But then Twitter's meant to be voicing your opinion, but artwork does really well on Twitter.
Yeah, it's changed for me. Like I feel like nowadays Instagram is just in flux with like everything else other than the art. It's kind of like hashtag explore page of anything. It's just about that. Where Twitter is, you are right, should be the opposite way around. But for you about Twitter is you're one tweet away from a Gerard or somebody. I mean, it's a lot more engaging. So you're someone liking your photo, someone could see it. So I like Twitter, and that's why I think you've been so successful over Twitter. Where Instagram is, it just depends what people use Instagram for. I feel like the uses of Instagram is not the same like how it used to be. So
no, I agree with you on that one. But that's the commission, that section of this week. Boom, they put a commission that. I like that one. So that was commission that. We'll do that every week. What I want to do, and I don't know if you two would agree with this, is create a hashtag on Twitter, create a hashtag on Instagram for Culture Club, commission that. So it'll be Culture Club commission that hashtag. And when people post their work, we can see it then. We can go on the hashtag. We can choose then from that which kind of designers or artwork or images we would like for that week. So it's an opportunity for you as designers to use the hashtag, get on there and get a new audience. We'll post some of the designs up as well. When we post clips from this show, we'll post some of the designs up. Like we said, the link to your profiles will be in the description as well. So I think, what do you think, Cole? Do you think that'd be a nice little idea to do?
That is absolutely dope. I think it'll be good, man. And like I said before about, and you guys spoke about, is the community that you guys have in our building. I think it's great. Like, so it'll be good, and it's all about like celebrating the culture, designers, artists, creative minds, and stuff like that. So, I think it's cool, real cool.
Abs, how much work are you going to put on there just so you can feature on the show next week?
I'm literally going to start commenting the hashtag under all the art I've ever done now.
Like,
so it just comes up on the thread.
I'm going to post it. I'll push the hashtag later on today. So anyone that wants to do it, hashtag Culture Club commission that. And then we can see if we can get you on one of the shows. If not, if nobody posts, we'll just choose again someone that we really love. But we move on to a part of the show, and this is kind of, sometimes we want to bring artists on the show, we want music on the show. Sometimes it might be like a restaurant or cafe or something that's popping around the city. But we kind of had our heads together, and right now there's not really much going on, is there?
I said flannels.
Oh yeah, sorry. Everybody, Flannels is open in the Turn Centre, so Abs wants to plug Flannel. I think she's got some kind of affiliate deal going on with Flannels.
I wish.
Use my code Abby.
Yeah, use code Abs Flannels. Flannels has opened. Have you been, Abs?
No, I don't even know if it's open this week or if it's even, I don't know. That was the only thing I could think of. I was thinking literally nothing's going on. The football hasn't started up again. I don't care about any other sport, so I wouldn't know. And I literally was just like, what does it see the other day? And I was like, oh yeah, Flannels is opening. And that's it. I literally don't even know what's in it. It's like the Selfridges, isn't it? That's all I know.
Because we put her on the spot today, she's going to go out this week. She's going to be like messaging everyone, what's happening in town? Like, what's going on? Is there anything new? Is the new bars open? And she's going to come with like a read. a ream of stuff next week. But this week we don't have that. So this week, I've decided to bring a poem to the show because I like poetry. I remember when I was a young man, I won a poetry competition once, but this isn't my poem that I'm going to read. Are you interested to hear my poem about Jurgen Klopp?
No, yeah, I am.
Nah, I'm at his first answer.
She's getting too big for her boots. This one up here, she's getting a bit too comfortable on these shows. And
it's good because I need someone to tag team when we're going against you.
So. You have to use the accent though, or I don't want to wear it. I need the accent.
Okay, I'll do it.
We're gonna rate it out of 10. Okay, we're gonna rate his accent.
Let's do it. I'm excited.
Going to rate the Scouse accent out of 10. All right, let's have a go. Right, so everyone, this is a little poem about Jurgen Klopp and when he started the club a little bit. It's only 2 paragraphs long, so it's by Ben Wilkinson. So everybody show some love to Ben Wilkinson. Right, here we go. I've just got to soothe the throat, before I do it, because it's taxing on the throat a little bit, the Scouse accent, isn't it, Ab?
2 paragraphs to go.
Do you think? I don't know.
Right, here we go. Jurgen Klopp. We have to turn from doubters to believers. He said, a man to keep his word, so we hoped. We who'd seen so many teams fall short, over dizzying decades dared to dream, and been mocked, saying this is our year. As we willed our boys graft and toil to find that sometimes everything is not enough. But this was different. He lifted them up. This live of birds a dragon with fiery intent. The fist pumps from the touchline telling every player and fan how much it meant. How much it means fighting back tears as the first in 30 years is finally sealed. He told them he was the normal one. Then smiled. What do you think? Is that all right?
No. For the poem, not for the accent.
It's given like St. Helens, maybe.
Oh no! Don't say that. Don't give St. Helens.
Not wrong with a St. Helens accent. It's just it's got that like Scouseness, but still not Scouse enough. I think it's still got the Scouse twang to it. It's like a Merseyside accent, not a specifically Scouse.
It was a little bit Merseyside. I agree. Do you know what though? I'm from Wigan, so St. Helens is like in between. So that might be where I'm picking the St. Helens. So basically, you're saying I'm a plastic Scouser.
I'm not saying anything, but it was given St. Helens.
She's saying nothing. She's saying nothing.
I'm not saying nothing.
So let's have a look anyway at this poem because it's about Jurgen Klopp. It's saying like for so many years, so dizzying decades, I've experienced this. I know, Abs, you've had a good era of football. Who can you remember, like, as you started to support football, who was like in the team around about that time?
It was like the transition between when I was going from like primary school to high school because I was into football. Like my dad would take me on like stadium tours and that, but I was still like, oh no, Dad, I'm not watching that. And then once I got to about year 7 or something, so it would have still, Gerrard was still playing for us, obviously. It was sort of like was it? No, it was earlier than that. I was gonna say like probably early Rodgers was when I was like really dedicated. That was when I was like, me, because my dad cancelled the Sky TV. He was like, no, I'm not paying it anymore. So then he was like going to the pub to watch the match, and I was like, oh, I'm bored. It was like a Saturday, and I was like, oh, I'm bored. And my dad's like, come on, like I'll get you like a bag of crisps and a Coke or something. And I sat with me dad in the pub, and I was just like, do you know what, Dad? This is good. I knew all the songs, but I didn't know like the rules or anything. Do you know what I mean? I was like 10 or whatever, and then I got into it basically. So it was like really Rodgers maybe, but Klopp, literally when Klopp come in, that was it. It was like me and my dad like getting to as many games as we could, like we did in the Rodgers time, but not as much because he'd go with my uncle, and if they had tickets next to each other, and if one of them couldn't go, I went or my cousin went, you know what I mean? But most of the time both of them wanted to go, and I'd be gutted if he weren't in to watch it because I'd still be like on the own watching it. But yeah, so probably around that time was when I was like dedicated.
So you were like Gerard Slip. You kind of Gerard.
My dad went the game without me.
Oh,
My dad
no.
went that match without me, so at least I didn't have to like witness it. Do you know what I mean?
That was stress,
That's
man.
a hard one to take. Oh, we're a little bit older, just a little bit. I'm not putting you in this.
I did a couple of years.
Like a year or two. Like a year or two. Like I wasn't 15 when it was Istanbul. But anyway, we're a little bit older, and it says like over dizzying decades we dared to dream. We've been mocked saying this is our year. How many times do you think in pre-season have you said this is our year this year? We've signed Fernando Torres. This is our year. We've signed Suarez. This is our year. How many times do you think we've actually said that, but then been let down?
I think I said it every season. I've been a Liverpool fan. That this is our year.
Is this our year?
I'm not saying it no more. Yeah, no, this is our year. This is our year. No, I'm about to keep it going. This is our year. This is our year.
Really
I mean, me and you are a little bit different age. We got about 5 years difference. About 5, 6, 10 years.
5, 6, 10.
I don't even think there's as much as he thinks there is difference.
It's about a year.
Probably. I think there's like a year, but you look a lot younger. That's why you still got like the fresh face. I'm like 2 children. You wouldn't expect though that I would have 2 children, would you? Like,
Nah. Got very good skin.
Thank you. I was waiting for that. Then Abs is just like, I'm not saying anything.
I was like, you look like you had 4.
I don't want to ask you your age. I think you can tell someone's age by like when they fell in love with the football. Really, you know. When you
that's
think
it.
That's it.
Literally, I fell in, and I'm saying I fell in love when Robbie Fowler was there. So that kind of gives my age away. But we look at this Abs again, and it's talking about the liver birds turning into a dragon. He's lifted everybody up. We've been fighting back the tears for so many years, and then he just came in. He said he was the normal one, and ever since then, it's just been crazy, hasn't it? What a journey that Jurgen Klopp has sent us on.
100%. Like he really has made us dream, but he's made like our dreams that felt like a long time ago. Like, it just feels like it felt like the day of us winning the Premier League was never coming. Like it got to the point where it just felt like we're gonna fall short, or we're gonna be like excited about top 4, like Champions League football for a long time. You're like trying to get into it, but once Klopp came, everything changed. Like I actually started to think we'd do it, and we actually did. When you think about it, I still get excited thinking about like, we actually did it. Because it was like
I'm so gutted about that we didn't even get a parade. Like we didn't get a parade. We couldn't be in the stadium. I feel like. Do you think that's why so many people turned out, Abs, in the last after Real Madrid after the final? Do you think that's why it was so busy in a town centre?
Yeah, but at the same time, like I knew people from outside the city who were like, I'm coming anyway if we don't win the Champions League final. Like those people who already had like the hotels booked. But I don't know if that was because they wanted to celebrate us winning the league a couple of seasons ago, but it felt like, I don't know, a lot of people were like, I think we will win it anyway, you know what I mean? But we didn't. And a lot of people were in the city anyway. But at the same time, they'd done so well. Like, they'd fought so hard last season. We did fall short in the 2 big ones. But I feel like everyone felt like they deserved to be celebrated. And like I was saying before, Klopp saying that on LFC TV, like, no other city in the world would you see this. You wouldn't see after the Champions League final to lose, to come out to people here like this. I think that's just like testament to the city and the supporters outside the city as well who travelled in,
100%. That's again the culture, the global aspect of the club. Like no other team that wouldn't have happened. Imagine if Man City lost those last 2 games. Imagine if they didn't throw it away, but they didn't get the league. They didn't get the Champions League. No one would have turned up in Manchester whatsoever.
No.
I don't even think they would have done
the players' families.
Yeah, they wouldn't have even done the parade, I don't think, after winning the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. But I want to finish this section, the poetry section, with the words, the normal one. Klopp came in, he said, I'm the normal one, yeah, I'm the normal one. Is that all right? Not bad, yeah. So he said he was the normal. You lost it.
I
lost that then. I should have just left it at the normal one. So he came in and said, I'm the normal one. do you think he's stuck to that mantra? Even though he's so celebrated, even though he's a character, even though he'll fight back against journalists, he'll defend his players, he'll criticize the 5 substitutions, he'll complain about fixture list. But do you still think he's kept to that mantra of being the normal one?
I think Klopp is far from normal, personally. But at the time, when you think about Jose and everything, and I think, yes, he stuck to, he's been himself through and through. He's he's been the person who say, hey, I didn't like the grass, the way the water, he's been that guy, innit? But he ain't been anything more than himself. So for him and what's normal, 100% he's stuck to him being the normal one. But on the outside, you're thinking he's a rock star.
He ain't normal. This guy is a rock star. He would fit in a rock band like AC/DC, whoever, like Rolling Stones. Jurgen Klopp fits right in amongst them. Is that right, Abs, in the sense that he's been normal to himself? We can relate to him, so it feels normal to us. It feels like one of us, even though he's from Germany. I see him as a Scouser. It's mad.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He feels Scouse, like, and if he says he's like the normal one, like, us Scousers are always called not normal, all up and down the country. We're like the socialists, the defiant ones, do you know what I mean? And if he thinks that's normal, then he's like our type of person, do you know what I mean? And he is just like one of us. Yeah. And if that he's a normal one to us, you know what I mean? But to the rest of the country, like the amount of like Spurs, Chelsea fans and all that I just see say like I hate Klopp, they all hate him, like all over social media. But he's perfect for it, feels like.
That's why everyone compares him to like Shankly, because obviously Shankly turned us from nothing into this great super club. Yeah. But I feel like Klopp has done that, but in this kind of era, he's taken us forward in this age of social media and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's kept the players grounded. He's kept them normal as well. And that's what makes Liverpool Football Club so special. But that is the little section this week, a little culture section from this week. But we like to finish on one thing. We've got 3 sections in each show. And we like to finish on one thing because, as you can see, look at him all dripped out over there with his little night tracksuit, his little snapback.
I mean, this whole thing, I with this all the time.
So we like to finish with a section that we call Drip-ometer. Do you like that noise on that one, or you're not a fan of that one either?
The last one.
You like the last one? Okay. So we've got a section that's called Drip-ometer. And basically what we're going to do, we're going to look at players' fashion. We're going to look at trends and different things. There's 2 little parts to this one. The first part is, you'll know it as soon as you see it, the first part. I want you to rate it. I want you to tell me whether you think it's like, yeah, you'd rock it, or nah, you can't roll with that. And then the second part is a comparison. 3 players. You've got to choose who's the drippiest, who's most on fleek, and who you just think.
I don't think the young bucks say fleek anymore.
Doesn't so say that anymore.
We're gonna have to think of another word just to stay relevant.
Yeah. Is that how old I am? No, but the young children not do it. Like when I was teaching, everyone was like, "It's on fleek, it's on fleek," and I was just
that died down a while ago.
Sorry about that.
That's been gone for about 5 years.
So am I just keeping drippy? Is that all I'm keeping?
Yeah.
All sauce, bro. It's all about the sauce.
Okay, I'll go sauce. It sounds better. Do you know what? Like, my northern accent doesn't do it justice. I feel like this section should be for all. Like, the sauce, the sauce. Like, I think, come on. Introduce this Drip-ometer. Introduce.
Let me hear you say sauce once.
Sauce.
Sauce. Absolutely. Can I hear you say sauce, please?
Sauce.
You know what's funny? How it is over here.
Yeah.
I love that, Right, we'll be looking at the player's sauce because we're looking for some of that sauciness. Now, Jacob. No, go. Let's go.
I like that. Let's go then. So, first part of this Drip-ometer test is Kostas Tsimikas. Now, do you know what? He's gone with the braids on. I don't know if it's is it the cane, is it the braids, or is it like some kind of like Trent did. Do you know what I mean? So we've gone with this. We've gone with Kostas Samikas. Abs, while I was laughing up there, do you rate this look? And second of all, do you think Kostas Samikas is like the eye candy of our team?
No, Virgil's the eye candy, isn't he? Let's be honest. Virgil's like the epitome of everything. He's just unbelievable. And his style and everything. But Kostas is, he's come to Liverpool, and his fashion sense, if you go on his Instagram, it's changing a little bit. It's getting a bit, Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't wear it but it's nice. It's okay, isn't it? I mean, yeah.
I think Kostas can pull it off because he's a bit of a party boy. I think Kostas comes across as like the rebel in the group. I think he can pull that look off with the tattoos, with the I rate it. My missus, though, by the way, Oxlade Chamberlain, that's the one. Oxlade Chamberlain's the one for her. I don't know if it's the Perry connection because, Perry likes him, then I've got to like him. I don't know what it is. But either way, it's Oxlade Chamberlain. Oh, what do you think?
It's a no from me. It's a no. I respect the try new things because I feel like you gotta try new hairstyles, you gotta try gotta try and change and whatnot, but it's a no. Like they don't look like, when you're watching a show and they put the fake hair on somebody and it's like, but it's always like messy cane rolls, like it's just messy.
Bow selector.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Like it's just not real.
Yeah, it is a little bit messy in it. You can tell that somebody's just been sat on the beach trying to earn an extra $1. Like, come and get your cane rolls, wherever they're from. I don't know what accent where he's been, and he sat on the beach while someone's plaited his hair and it's not proper, is it? You know what? Do you know what? I went once to a barbershop in Manchester when I was younger. When I had hair, bro, the pain. Have you ever had cane rolls?
Yeah, I had cane rolls for a long part growing up. And when you run tight,
it hurts, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can't move. I used to get hit on the head if you try. Mum, why are you moving? And I'm like, I'm in pain.
With the brooch as well. Boom! On the back of the head. But honestly, I had tears. I was about 10 years old. I had tears in my eyes. That was the first and last time I did it. And I only did it because of Allen Iverson. That's the only reason that I got them. But so we're not rating this. Oh, you saying this is a clanger?
A clanger, mate.
Abs, are you rating it? Do you like it? Yes or no?
We needed like a new fashion icon, like Origi's gone now. I loved Origi's fashion sense. We needed someone to try and step it up a bit. So I'll rate his effort. I'll give him like a 6. He had to go. Like I like his new style.
Remember, average is 5, yeah? That's just like average.
Okay, well,
I give you this. I just give you that because you need to fill a void.
I'll just push it up. Do you know what? I do rate the effort, but it's a sloppy job. That's the one. It's a sloppy job. When you look at it and you're like,
It took Ash
that's
his
vibe.
10 years old.
That's it. But that's his vibe though as well. So I'm giving it a 6 as well with vibe. I like the effort. You're trying something new. It doesn't look too bad on him when you see it on him. It's just not a good job. So let's give him a 6. But this next part, this is the part that's going to get everybody talking because today we're looking at 2 pieces. We're looking at sets. We're looking at these 3 guys in the building. Harvey Elliott, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Curtis Jones. Now, I'm looking at these. Liverpool players in general, nobody stands out as a bad dresser. Nobody stands out as a bit plain. Maybe the older ones, maybe like the keep it safe, like Hendo, Milner, keep it a bit safe. But the young ones like to test the waters. So we've gone with these little holiday 2-piece sets. We've got to choose one that's the drippiest, not the fleekest. I'm not allowed to say that anymore. So one that's the drippiest, one that's just dead, and the other one that sits in the middle. So we've got to order these 1 to 3. Top, middle, bottom. I'm going to go to...
Easy.
I'm going to go to Abs first.
Okay, I already know. Trent is the best, Curtis in the middle, and Harvey's bottom. I'm sorry, it's not given the same. All the outfits are given like the same vibe, but it's not fitting the same. No.
That's why I've gone with it, because it's the same vibe. It's kind of a matching 2-piece, nice little kind of holiday shirt with the shorts kind of vibe. Oh, are you this order as well? What you going?
Nah, see me. Curtis, I believe that's a Casablanca, innit? Like
It is, bro. You know, he knows. This is what I wanted to say.
Casablanca and Prada, when it comes to that type of look, fire. So I think Trent,
the holiday look as well.
Yeah, I love cords, innit? When I go on holiday, I'm going DR next, not next week after. I just buy loads of cords. I've actually got that top. I didn't buy the bottoms though. So I'm with my boy Curtis right there with Casablanca, and then I'm going Trent second. Because I'm expressive. I like the expressiveness, and then I feel like
this is expressive though. You can't get any more expressive.
That's what I was gonna say. It's too expressive. Like I feel like if you just wore it as a shirt and it wasn't a whole set, then maybe. But I feel like he's got to go last because his shirt's a bit louder than the others. Even though I do like a loud shirt from time to time. But sometimes I like just a loud shirt, not a loud piece.
Yeah, it's given like Alfie Moon off EastEnders vibes. I don't know if I just can't see it close enough, but that's like what it looks like to me. It's like, you know.
It really is. It really is. Do you know what? I'm torn on this one. Oh, if you're looking at Curtis Jones, he's wearing that with Air Forces. Would you?
That's exactly how
I don't think
white.
that's the look. I don't think you go with Air Forces with that.
You can't go wrong with triple white Air Forces. They are a rare breed, old school value.
He's only saying that.
That's how I'm gonna wear it. When you see me in DR, that's exactly how I'm gonna wear it with a little. That's exactly how I'm gonna wear it.
In fact, 100%. Are you there next week?
The week after.
Abs we are having. Yes, we're putting on Dripometer when he's on a holiday. We're gonna put him next to.
I got you.
Put him next to the players we want to picture set. Do you know what?
Amazing.
I'm going with Abs on this one. For the whole, I just think you're looking at Trent there, like the caramel skin with the tones of that. It just all goes well. Do you know what I mean? It just kind of all. It looks. That's the best holiday look. But I'm with you. That the Casablanca is. That's serious.
You know another reason as well.
Must get too much money, Abs, because have you seen him like rocking around in what these Premier League footballers are wearing? He gets too much money to be able to wake up at dinner time every day and then afford a Casablanca. I want to know what job O's doing. Do you
use my Flannel's discount code over podcast night, give you 20%. No, and also you ever made that mistake when you buy like clothes early, or like you wear them once holiday, you think I can wear it again another time? I don't think Harvey Elliott's ever wearing that piece again. No. Curtis Jones can wear that again in London. He can wear it in obviously London because I'm from London. He can wear it in Liverpool. He can wear it on holiday. He can wear it again.
Do you know what? You can wear that doing anything as well. You can wear that if you're going to a bar. You can wear it if you're going to a restaurant. You can wear it if you're doing sports. You know what I mean? Like that. It's a look you can just wear anywhere.
I think it's like
dance as well.
Don't you think it's like the posers as well? Like I feel like Trent and Kostas are coming across dead confident. Yeah. Whereas like maybe if Harvey was like, I don't know, sat like Trent, I might have thought different. Do you know what I mean? I think it's just the confidence you put across in what you're wearing as well. Do you know what I mean?
I think this comes across.
And it's a long sleeve.
And it is a long sleeve. Do you think this comes across in playing style, Abs? You look at these three, right? No, honestly, honestly, you look at these three. Trent backs himself all day on a football field. Trent is probably, in my opinion, one of the most confident footballers there is. Curtis Jones, we know Curtis Jones is like got the swag, he's got the drop of the shoulder. Do you think Harvey, like looking at this as well, do you think he needs a bit more confidence in himself? Do you think he needs to go out there next season and represent this shirt a little bit better on the field?
Yeah, maybe. I get what you're saying. I do get what you mean. I don't know. I don't know if I can compare the way he poses on his Instagram to how he plays, but maybe. I mean, Trent knows he's unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? That's why he's like confident enough. I mean, I don't know. Maybe in a couple of years we'll have Harvey sitting like Trent, confident. Yeah, like photo shoot style, like that sort of thing. Whereas that looks like what Harvey's took there. Looks like what I got in Mexico a couple of weeks ago. Just me stood there, like just stood there in my outfit by the pool, just like that sort of like get a picture of me in my outfit.
It doesn't scream Premier League footballer, does it? It doesn't scream Premier League footballer. I want you to just quickly, before we go along these three, because I've only just spotted this, but these three are known for like the kind of different hairstyles as well. Who's trim? Are you feeling Trent's trim, by the way?
Yeah, it's a good look. It's one of the ones when he did it, I was like, it's in. That looks in right now.
Yeah. It's like the NBA. The NBA players are kind of going down that route as well. Who's Abs? If you could rate those 1 to 3 hairstyles, who is 1, 2, and 3?
It's the same order again, you know. It's Trent, Curtis, Harvey. I don't really like the blonde bits. No.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you know what? Those blonde bits, Harvey, by the way, do my head in when I'm doing the avatar. So please just stick to one colour in future. Oh, do you agree, Trent, Curtis, Harvey?
I'm Curtis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Curtis. Because I'm old school. I like a fade. Like, I'm old school. And plus, like, we had the thing when we were younger, like, if you was light skin, you could get like a skin type fade. When you're a bit darker, you can go a bit high top. So we used to joke about that. So I used to have a little higher at the top, not a high top, but and then a little fade. I always do a fade to the day I die, or to the day I lose my hair. I'm gonna be doing a fade until I go bald, and then Trent, and then Harvey.
Don't even talk to me.
I thought girls liked Harvey Elliott's like hair. I thought that look was still a thing.
I think it's Harvey though, isn't it? I think if you like Kostas was rocking it or someone else, then it would be a bit better. But I preferred Harvey with the man bun. Like, bring the man bun back.
Have Harvey and Curtis got the same shorts on, or are my eyes? Like, I haven't seen these pictures close enough.
Oh, they have.
I think they've got the same shorts on, you know.
They actually have.
Yeah, they've got the same. Just the tops are a bit different. Although it looks like
I think they're two different materials. I think the bottoms are two different materials. They're both cut.
When you look at the trim on Harvey's shirt as well, it matches the pink trim on the shorts. The materials, I agree. I think they are the same style, same shorts, but different.
I think they all might be wearing cut. I don't know what Trent's wearing. His one might be because of his is Is it a mirror? No, it's not. I can't remember
what Trent's was. But do you know what? I love this show. That was Dripometer, by the way, everybody. Dripometer. And this has been Culture Club. Great show, first one. Abs, have you enjoyed Culture Club?
Yeah, I've loved this. This was the one I was dead excited for. I just love talking about the city and the culture and the football and the outfits, all of it.
That's it, the outfits.
And the poetry and the Scouse accent that you do.
That's it.
I was like, what can I say nice about Ash?
The plastic accents. She likes those ones. Culture Club. We're not going to give anything away yet. But there's going to be a lot more of Culture Club, isn't there, around on socials. It's not just going to be the Culture Club show. We're going to try and extend what we're doing on this show and kind of provide that across everything else.
Yeah. We're going to make it into something that's going to be a regular. It's going to be regular, and it's going to be like its own identity thing. This is why, like, I'm glad I can be part of it. Like I said, I with yourself and I've loved you guys' work, getting to know you guys, and we're just going to create like heat.
So don't forget, this is the place to come to. If you want to know when Flannels is opening, this is the place to come to.
Ignore my ring doorbell.
The doorbell, just as I do it. That's Flannels seeing the show's ending, giving Abs a commission because she's plugged them about 50 times on the show. So if you want to know when Flannels opens, it might not be this week. She's not even sure, but use discount code ABS10. If you want to brand new,
people are going to try that now.
They're going to try. Don't do it, people. At checkout, don't do it. I'll try and get a partnership with Flannels. We'll try. We might try in the future, but not yet. Don't use ABS10. But if you do want a Casablanca 2-piece, go over to the website and type in 10. No, don't do that as well, because you might actually get
Casablanca's hard, man.
That's a bougie website as well, so you might actually get banned for trying to put fake discount codes in, so don't do it. Plus, if you shop in there, you don't need a discount code anyway, so you don't need the discount codes, do you? So that's been today's show. We've had everything. Culture Club, join us every Thursday from 12 p.m. You too. It's been a pleasure, but until next time, you'll never walk alone. Peace.